everyone, and welcome to SCAN. My name is Tracey Wolfman, the host of Welcome to SCAN. I am currently a board member at SCAN New Jersey, president of SCAN New Jersey, and the owner of We Care Adult Care, a medical adult daycare. I am delighted to have as my guest today a new avenue of information for all of us out there. Michelle Nuciglio from the South Jersey Legal Services Incorporated. And Michelle's going to tell us some exciting news today for those of you that may need to access her service. Michelle is an attorney and the director of the Pro Bono Services for South Jersey Legal Services, which is a private nonprofit law firm whose mission is to provide the highest quality of civil legal services to low-income residents. I love that this is available, Michelle. They provide services to residents in Atlantic, Burlington, Camden, Cape May, Cumberland, Gloucester, Monmouth, Ocean, and Salem counties. So you're well covered. She has been with the South Jersey Legal Service since 2006, where she has held various positions and has been the director of the Pro Bono Services since 2009. She is a member of the Bar Association in the entire South Jersey Legal Service area. She's also a member of the New Jersey State Bar Association Pro Bono Committee, the Burlington County Bar Association Lawyer Referral Service Pro Bono Legal Service Committee, and a member of the Camden County Bar Association Pro Bono Committee. Lots of committees. We're liking that, Michelle. In 2011, she received the Legal Service of New Jersey Richard W. Bennett Pro Bono Award for her energy and efforts in building and strengthening the pro bono attorney program. Wonderful accomplishment. In 2015, she was recognized for her efforts and contributions to the Honorable Judith A. Wismar Bankruptcy Pro Bono Project at Rutgers Law School. Michelle Nuciglio, graduated summa cum laude from Rosemont College in 1996 with a Bachelor's of Arts degree in biochemistry, and then with honors from Rutgers School of Law in Camden in 2002 with a Juris Doctorate degree. She clerked for the Honorable Charles M. Rand, the presiding judge of the Family Court in Camden County from 2002 to 2003, and she is admitted to both the New Jersey and Pennsylvania bars. Welcome with that resume. We're so excited.
Thank you so much.
You're gonna give us, I mean, that's your education and your foundation. Take a minute to tell us how you got started in this, Michelle. Did you have a passion for legal service pro bono work, or did you just fall into it?
So when I attended Rutgers Law School, I volunteered at South Jersey Legal Services in Camden, and I worked under Tom Wersick, who was there for over 40 years. And so he was one of the best mentors I ever had. So when I left legal services, when I left that summer, I graduated 2 years later, and I clerked for Judge Rand, and then I worked in private practice for a couple of years, but I always wanted to come back. So I did, and in 2006, I came back and I stayed.
That's a wonderful story. So they made that much of an impression, and you're still there all these years later doing great things.
Thank you.
Let's tell some of our viewers, what is South Jersey Legal Services and what services do you provide? And well, what areas of the law do you cover? So that's.
So thank you, Tracey. So we're a private nonprofit law firm. Some people think that we're a state entity, but we're not. We get funding from the state and various other places, but we're actually a private nonprofit law firm. We provide free civil legal assistance to low-income people in certain areas of the law. So I'm going to just list some of the areas that we cover. We don't do municipal law and we don't do criminal law, but we do a lot of other civil areas. So some of those are supplemental security income benefits.
Oh, very good.
We deal with temporary assistance to needy families, which is also called TANF. We help people with general assistance, which is welfare, food stamps, Medicaid, unemployment benefits. We do family law, and we just recently opened up to a lot of new areas of family law. We handle domestic violence cases. We do education law. We do a lot of landlord-tenant disputes and public housing. We do Section 8 housing assistance. We have a migrant farm workers unit.
Nice.
We do a lot of consumer work and a lot of bankruptcy work. We handle a lot of foreclosure cases. And we also have a grant to handle tax cases. So we have some tax attorneys and we handle federal IRS tax disputes.
That's a long list and a big undertaking. So hats off to you and your organization.
Thank you.
I don't know if we're going to get into this later on in the conversation, but can people pay you for services if they don't meet the low income requirements? Because I think probably your passion and dedication to the things that you've listed, not everyone has that passion and dedication to those areas.
So we cannot accept any payment.
Okay.
So if a client, we'll talk about eligibility in a little bit, but if a
Yes.
client is eligible, our services are free to them.
Okay, very good. So with that all being said, and I'm sure there's different components that people, and especially a lot of our seniors that are listening and viewing this, you know, they're living on low incomes right now. And especially since the pandemic, those that supplemented with a, you know, a part-time job weren't able to do that. So I think it will be very eye-opening to them that this is available. So thank you for that. What counties does South Jersey Legal Service cover?
So we cover the 9 southern counties in New Jersey.
Okay.
And what I like to usually tell people is if you look at a map of the state of New Jersey, we cover roughly half. So if you kind of look at where it bends in, we cover roughly half the state. So the counties that we cover are Atlantic, Burlington, Camden, Cape May, Cumberland, Gloucester, Salem, Ocean, and Monmouth counties. So the 9 southern counties.
Hence the name South Jersey Legal Service.
Yes.
And I'm glad Monmouth County made the cut because, you know, there's always controversy on Monmouth County.
That's right. That's right.
So I'm really happy that it made the cut because our viewers typically are from Monmouth and Ocean County. So that will be beneficial to both sides.
That's great.
Does South Jersey Legal Service have eligibility guidelines? And if so, what are they?
So we do. We have income guidelines and we have asset guidelines and a couple other guidelines that I'll tell you about. So our income guidelines are, we can assist households that are 289% of the federal poverty level or below. So, and our income goes by our guidelines go by the income of the whole household. So not just the person who's calling, and we go by the gross income. So for example, for a family size of 1,
Right.
the annual income limit is $36,876. For a household size of 4, the maximum amount of income for the household is $75,718. So I think typically higher than what some people might think the guidelines are. So we just increased them recently. So it's a little bit higher than I would think people would expect.
Well, when you think about a single senior citizen who's just surviving on Social Security and, you know, maybe they didn't work that long to put into that. So I think 36,000 is a higher number than I expected for you to say.
That's
which
right.
is really a nice thing for those who need. And, you know, when we talk about these benefits, SCAN has what's called the Benefits Enrollment Center. And our job is to qualify the people that are not receiving the benefits like that you spoke about also. You know, we are more specific with reducing their electric bill, giving them those different options, Medicaid, supplemental benefits. People don't know there's people out there to help them get these benefits. And this is why I'm so happy that we have you on today, because if they don't call us, at least they can call you now.
That's right. I was just going to say that. That's why it's really important that people know that we're here to help.
Yes. And, you know, that phone call to South Jersey Legal Services, you can say you're not eligible or you don't meet the requirements, but if you don't make that phone call, you'll never know.
That's right. And for people who aren't eligible, we usually just refer them to somewhere else.
Right, because there's lots of social service organizations that people don't utilize, but
That's right.
we're enlightening them today with a new one, and we're happy that South Jersey Legal Services and Michelle are with us today. So
Great.
wonderful.
So if
go
I
ahead.
could tell you about the asset limits. So we also have, in addition to the income that I just talked to you about, we also have asset limits.
Mhm.
So for a household of one, the household can't have more than $5,000 in assets. For a household of two or more, they can't have more than $10,000 in assets. Just a couple other quick eligibility notes. Certain groups of people are automatically eligible for our services. If you are a senior, which is defined as 60 or over in all our counties except Ocean, you're automatically eligible, and that's because we get special funding in those counties. Also, we can only assist citizens or legal permanent residents, and with one exception. If you are a victim of domestic violence, we can assist you regardless of your citizenship status.
Interesting. Okay, so just to review, we have the income levels that you went over, and we'll hopefully have them available again. And the assets, 60 or older
Right,
could automatically qualify.
right.
And South Jersey Legal Services available to answer the questions that you may have that you may not know the answers to. So that's a wonderful thing, right? For our viewers. Where is South Jersey Legal Services physically located? Like with the pandemic now, are you just taking phone calls or?
So normally we have offices in 8 out of the 9 counties, and our offices are still there. They're just physically closed to clients. So we're working just as we normally would. We're just working remotely. So we still have an intake unit that's taking intake calls. We still have staff throughout our 9 county service areas, support staff and attorneys, and they're all still working. We're just working remotely.
Okay, very good. So typically people are calling you.
Yes.
Okay.
Right now. Otherwise, they could walk into one of our offices, but right now it's just our online intake system.
And how was your team? Because people amazingly transitioned into that very nicely during this pandemic and are moving forward without glitches.
We did. We have a great support system with Legal Services of New Jersey. They're located in Edison. They coordinate the statewide legal services program. They also coordinate the tech for legal services throughout the state. And really within a very short period of time, we were up and running very, very quickly. Everybody had all the equipment that they needed within a really short period of time.
And continue services for those that need it, which
Yes.
is just a blessing.
Mhm.
Okay, we're speaking here with Michelle Nuciglio. Thank
That's
you.
right.
South Jersey Legal Services, who has given us a wealth of information. We're going to take a short break and come back and talk about some more of the services. So far, location, income, assets, supplemental benefits, and what county she services. So keep that in, more to come for the second half of Welcome to SCAN after our short break.
Take it from me, living with diabetes is no easy task, but I learned how to manage my health condition, and so can you. The Diabetes Self-Management Program is a 6-week self-management workshop created by Stanford University. The program provides you with proven strategies to manage your diabetes and reclaim your life. You will join an interactive and mutually supportive workshop whose success builds confidence to effectively manage your diabetes and allows you to maintain an active lifestyle. See how proper nutrition, exercise, and medication management help you increase your energy, manage side effects, and keep you feeling in control. You will not only receive a copy of this book, but you will get guidance and support from others like you living with diabetes.
The Diabetes Self-Management Workshop meets once a week for 6 weeks. This innovative workshop is offered to all Monmouth County residents. Call the number on your screen to register or get additional information at scannj.org.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to Welcome to SCAN. I am your host, Tracey Wolfman, and I am here with Michelle from South Jersey Legal Services, who is educating us today on all of the great things that they do at their office. South Jersey Legal Services still helping individuals during the pandemic, Michelle?
Yes, very much so. So our offices are physically closed. They have been since the end of March of last year. But we still have staff throughout the 9 counties, both attorneys and support staff, and we're just working remotely. So we also have a intake unit, and they are taking calls every day, Monday through Friday from 8:30 to 4. So we're all still working. We're just working remotely.
So the intake unit typically would screen the person, find out what their income and assets are, if it's an area of expertise that you service. And then what happens from that point after they do the intake?
So after the person qualifies and does the intake goes to one of the managing attorneys in the 9 counties that we serve, or it'll come to me if it's one of the cases that I typically place. And then the staff there handles the case from there.
And how many people typically, just out of curiosity, are you servicing in, let's say, a month? I mean, if it's
That's
a
a
hard
good-
question,
That's a good question. I can tell you that normally I think our intake unit probably fields between 100 and 150 calls a day.
a day.
So, yes, typically, but I couldn't tell you in a month. Not all those calls turn into intakes, but that's how many calls that they usually take a day.
So obviously it's very large, because I
Yes.
was just trying to encourage, our viewers, if they have any concerns and they weren't, moving forward, that South Jersey Legal Services and your staff are here to support and help them.
Definitely.
That's a great opportunity for them to not be afraid if that many people are calling a day.
Oh, definitely. I mean, the staff, I think right now, we're actually hiring more, but I think there are 7 paralegals and 1 attorney, and they're on the phones all day from 8:30 to 4. So I would encourage people for sure to just call.
What type of specialty pro bono projects are available to individuals seeking help? I know you told us there's 6 projects currently, so maybe you could explain them.
Right. So my job at Legal Services is to run the private attorney involvement program. And through that program, we recruit and sometimes train private lawyers to take cases from us. So right now we have 6 projects where private attorneys take cases for our clients and they don't charge them. So I'm just going to quickly run through what those are. The first one is called the Divorce Project. And in this project, private volunteer lawyers help people who want uncontested divorces and they don't have any issues. So they can't have any debt issues. They can't have any asset issues. If they have children, they have to have custody and support already established by court order. And some people say, is there really a divorce that doesn't have any issues? And yes, there are a lot of them. We place a lot of them every year. In order for a client to participate in this project, they have to return some information for me, not a lot of information. They have to fill out a questionnaire. They have to fill out a document called a certification of insurance coverage that basically certifies what their insurance is. They have to give me a copy of their marriage certificate, and they have to basically give me any orders that they've encountered either in their marriage, or if they have kids, if they have a child support or a custody order. So once they give me all that information, then what I do is I place it with a volunteer family law lawyer, and that person helps them with their divorce.
So they can get through that and they don't have to pay for it.
Yes,
Put them in a worse off financial situation.
that's right. And a lot of times people need the divorce for a fresh start. They need it for a variety of different reasons. So it's one of those projects that when people get an attorney, they're really happy that they finally have one to help them.
And guide them, because, it's not a territory a lot of people are familiar with.
That's right. That's right.
Are there any other pro bono projects that you're currently working on?
So yes. So the next project is called the Family Assist Project. And this is a project where private volunteer lawyers give our clients 30-minute advice consultations in any area of family law. So the typical issues that we see are divorce, if people have support issues, if they're already divorced and maybe they have a question about a pension or something in the divorce. So these are very, very experienced family law attorneys that give our clients 30-minute advice appointments. And for a person to participate in this project, all they have to do is give me a copy of whatever order or document that they have a question about. So for example, if somebody was divorced and they have an alimony obligation and maybe they want to decrease that alimony obligation, they would just have to give me a copy of that order that says what the alimony obligation is. And then they get a 30-minute consult with an
Free
attorney.
consult.
Yep.
That's wonderful.
And so now we're doing them over the phone. So, you know, we're doing them a lot more frequent. We used to do it once a month. We're doing them almost every week now. So the clients don't have to really wait that long to get the appointment.
That's wonderful.
The next case and the next project, and this is the longest standing project we have, is the bankruptcy project. And in this project, we have a lot of private volunteer bankruptcy lawyers who help people with Chapter 7 bankruptcy filings. And we refer cases to these attorneys in one of two ways, either directly to the attorney, or we have a joint project with Rutgers Law School in Camden, which is my alma mater. And it's called the Honorable Judith H. Wisner Bankruptcy Pro Bono Project. And in this project, volunteer lawyers and law students work together to help people. Now, this project's been going on since 1993. They've helped thousands of people since 1993. And for a client to participate in this project, they have to return a questionnaire to me. And basically any information that shows what their debts are and what their assets are. So any bank statements, they have to give me their credit reports, bills, tax returns, pay stubs, any lawsuits. A lot of them are being sued by creditors. So they have to give me a lot of information, but once they get it to me, I can usually refer them to a bankruptcy attorney pretty quickly.
Wonderful.
The next project we have is the expungement project. This one is very popular now. A lot of times people need an expungement to clear their criminal record, often to get better housing or better employment. So this is a very, very important project. The client to participate in this project has to get fingerprinted and give me a copy of the New Jersey criminal background check. That's the starting point. There's a new online system that the New Jersey judiciary has developed to help people get expungements quicker and more efficiently. So that's up and running now. So we're hoping that some of the people that are waiting for expungement can go through that process and get the expungement quicker.
Wow, this is involved.
I have two more.
Yes, tell us, please.
The next one is the guardianship project for children. This is also a very important project. In this project, attorneys help parents who have disabled children who will soon be 18 and who will never be able to care for themselves. So these are children who are usually severely disabled, so maybe severe autism or some other condition that they'll never be able to care for themselves. So in order for a parent, the client who's usually the parent, to participate and get a free attorney to help them in this project, they have to give me a copy of a questionnaire, fill out the questionnaire, and any records that show what the child's issues are. So for example, if the child's diagnosed with autism, they have to give me records that show that. And the last project I want to talk to you about is the Children's SSI project. And in this project, volunteer lawyers help children who have been denied SSI benefits, which are supplemental security income. And SSI benefits are based on income and disability. For a client, and usually it's the parent of the child, to participate in this project, they have to show me, provide me with any educational or medical records that show what the child's issues are. Usually the children are denied at least once. They can come to us at any point once they're denied. Once they're denied, then the attorney will help them with the appeal process and appear before hearing if that's necessary. So this project started in 2006, I believe, and I think we've had almost 200 favorable decisions. And this is a really important project because if the benefits are awarded, they're retroactive to the date when the person applied. So if it's a year it takes for them to get a decision and they're eventually awarded benefits, it'll go back to, they'll get a year's worth of benefits. So that's really helpful.
Especially to the children that need that.
Yes, yep.
So those are 6, wonderful areas of practice that you do. And, just while you were talking about all of that, you're talking about the guardianship for the kids, Social Security expungement, but a lot of times coming from our end, grandparents are taking care of these kids and grandparents are trying to assist. So for our viewers out there, I think this is very helpful information that you're sharing today. Even from caring for the seniors, I think a lot of them, I'm so happy we found out about you today because I wasn't aware myself. So now I can spread the word.
And we do get a lot of grandparents to call, and we do help a lot of seniors.
Right.
So
I'm sure
I'm
you
happy.
do.
Yeah, I'm happy that we can help.
Well, the seniors are getting younger now.
That's true.
And they're living much longer and they're active much longer. So lots of information for our viewers to take. And I'm sure we're going to have your website up on the screen and a phone number to call just so people can go back and refresh. But if someone's interested to apply, who should they contact?
So we have 2 ways and 3 when we're physically open. They can always walk into any of our offices once we physically reopen again. The best way right now for somebody to apply is to call our intake unit. And we have, like I said, I think it's 7 intake paralegals, and I'm going to give you the phone number for that. The phone number for the centralized intake unit is 1-800-496-4570. And our intake unit takes calls Monday through Friday from 8:30 to 4. So again, that number is 1-800-496-4570. We also have an online system that if you go to the website, you can complete a form there and somebody from intake will call you.
Wonderful. Can't believe that we're running out of time here because I think there could be a lot more questions, but I just want to thank you for coming on. South Jersey Legal Services that is providing services through 9 counties, and our viewers are mostly Monmouth and Ocean Counties, so those are covered. They're helping individuals continue to do that during the pandemic. You're easily accessible, and the worst thing they can do is say you don't qualify. Income and assets you told us about, and is that on your website?
I believe it is, but anybody can
Just
also call. Yeah, they can just call and the best thing to do is always to call because intake will ask a lot of questions. So I always tell people, don't assume that you don't qualify. It's just easier to pick up the phone and call.
Cool.
Normally there isn't a wait and then you can get an answer quickly.
Very good. Michelle Nuciglio from South Jersey Legal Services. It's been a privilege to have you inform us all of this great information. Hopefully our seniors will be able to access your services. And I'm very happy that we were able to share this information with our viewers. So to our viewers, thank you for tuning in to Welcome to Scan today. I am your host, Tracey Wolfman. Anybody has any interest or ideas for future shows, please inform us and let us know. This is how we get great guests on. And until next time, welcome to Scan and thank you for viewing today.